it's troubling to me that someone like you that has done so many positive things and is moving in the right direction, you seem to have a target on your back by the cops in Merced.
Law enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it seemed like. When they say, like it walks like a duck, talks like a duck. It's more likely a duck, right? So, I've heard like, oh, the city ain't against you, like PD ain't against you. I'm like, bro, like, it's what it seemed like. You feel me? I get harassed a lot. I get my image tarnished a lot. You feel me? Defamed.
Okay, wait. Also, I just
You know
didn't you also get like recognized
Yeah,
by the city, like an official, like
yeah,
what did they give you? They give you an award or
yeah. I got recognized by the state senate as well as the Merced City Council.
so
Yeah, yeah,
bro, you're recognized, and this was for your community event,
philanthropy work
philanthropy work.
for using my music as a means to give back to my community.
So donating your time and your talent towards community efforts. You do a give back event every year.
I do multiple givebacks in different ways, even shit that we don't document, but there's one we do, it's called a give back at the park. We do it every summer. And basically, we throw on a show, a musical event. We bring artists, last year we had Burner, year before that we had La Russell. This year, we're just planning it out right now. It's going to take place mid-May. But basically, to come to the show, you got to donate school supplies. All the school supplies get donated back to the hood, the kids in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Directly to the schools. And yeah, that's probably our biggest give back. We got a Christmas give back for the kids in the hood. And basically, yeah, they recognize me for that.
So you got recognized for this work by the State Senate of California and the city of Merced, and the Merced police still tried to shut that event down?
Yeah, I really think I dropped a song shortly after that called Broken Record. I really think because it was, election time, people running for like, what is it, like Attorney General?
Yeah, district attorney.
For the, the mayor, the city council, all that takes place during the same time. And I think it was a good look for them.
To say they're tough on crime and tough on gangs.
Yeah, and I think I was just the perfect target for them. They're like, we're going to arrest him and publicize him. Because if you read the articles, it says GB plus like 40-something arrested instead of just the sweep in general.
So you were singled out. So just for people to follow along, so you were targeted in a big law enforcement gang sweep.
Yeah, so we have multiple givebacks and shit like that, right? We do a lot of giving back. Not that we want to be recognized for it, right? We do it because we want to do it. But they could have put me on the news several times for that. But the moment I ain't even do shit. They fucking blew that shit the fuck up. They put a lot of campaign work behind that.
And what was the actual charge you got hit with?
So, I got a clothing brand, Getto Boy merchandise, just, premium streetwear. And, I like connecting with the fans and shit. So, I be, pushing it on the streets. So I was at this car show in the summer. And, there's people coming up to my booth, buying shit, should be selling like crazy. So I don't have control over who buys shit from me. And I guess they just saw gang members around my booth. So I got violated.
So they... It ain't funny, but it's like, what else can you do but laugh at this shit, bro? Like,
yeah, I was like, for real?
So
they was like, yeah.
You sold clothing to an alleged gang member, and as a result, you got caught up in this big sweep.
Yeah, as a result, they publicized me to be doing shit for the benefit of the.
So that 186.22.
Yeah, once again,
right
like
back
I
around.
said, like bro, like,
Oof.
like what do you call that? You feel me? If it ain't harassment and shit like that, you know. But luckily, my lawyer a beast. Shout out John Cox. And yeah, he knocked a lot. He knocked that shit out.
Wow. It's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I also saw you post something that I think it was like a young relative of yours got sent home for wearing your clothing at her school.
Yeah, so my merchandise has been banned from schools and certain bars and shit like that. Even one of my boys, shout out Dope as Yola, you know, he's fully supportive of the philanthropy work, so he always supports the give back at the park. You know, he came to just support, and I heard his shit recently got banned for fucking with me. So
from the Merced, his
from Merced,
his
from
merch or
Merced.
something, or
yeah, he pushes push trees.
Okay.
Yeah, pushes a line called Push Trees, and yeah, they're categorizing them under the same umbrella of, you know, being a gang, you know, gang affiliated brand or whatever.
Wow, bro. So we started this conversation talking about how Merced ain't got nobody to look up to in terms of entertainment or representation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here you come, repping the town,
Yeah.
doing community givebacks,
Yeah.
and getting recognized by the city. That's the craziest shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the schools and the police are like banning you.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
It makes no sense to me either, but I mean, it is what it is, you know. It's what comes with it, I guess, you know. Just like I was mentioning before, you know, you get a lot of love, you know, doing this music shit, but at the same time, you get a lot of hate. You get a lot of backlash. You get a lot of, you know, haters. And, you know, not everybody's built for this shit. You know, a lot of people would have been gave up or been crashed out if they were faced with the same or similar obstacles, you know. But, you know, we made for this shit, so we don't keep it thugging.
You have to be very resilient in this.
Yeah, facts.
Because, I mean, it's going to come, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, they say you ain't popping if you ain't got haters. It's facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, though, what haters don't understand, whether it's a police hater or an op hater or a female hater or a male acting like a female hater, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hate is energy that goes into the target of the hatred.
Facts.
So haters don't understand. Like, my haters make me stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't respond to them, even though I don't talk to them, don't see them, don't engage with them, they're putting their mental energy towards what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And energy is energy.
Yeah, and all that shit comes back.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's important. That's a big reason why I don't push out negativity, is because that shit comes back.
Right.
You know. So if you know, if I ever do, it got to be for a good reason, and I'm willing to accept whatever it comes with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I got to this stage where I'm like, bro, it's only a life or death situation that's gonna bring that out of me. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, if I gotta protect my family, or you know what I'm saying, that's what's gonna take it. Other than that, I could just let it go and keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of this shit, you know, I'm just starting to realize a lot of this shit. Like, I done heard a lot of this shit. You know, a lot of the shit you be stressing about is just in your own head.
Right.
You know, so as long as you don't mind it, that shit ain't even gonna fuck with you.
Well, I think you got to be a very strong dude, because I've seen you post about these things and raise awareness, but I never see you just go on one like they hating on me and da 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 da. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't see you complaining.
Nah, hell nah, that shit. Ain't no point in complaining, you know? I'll bring awareness to it.
Yeah.
You know, like this is, you know, for example, when they canceled the give back at the park last year, you know? So I didn't go on like, you feel me? I didn't dropped a song explaining the situation that had happened behind my arrest. And then I just said, hey, look, PD in the city ain't fucking with us, so we gonna just move the event. And that's it, you know? I'm bringing awareness to why we're not having it at the park. And that's it. Like, anything aside that, bro, is like, ain't no point. It's unnecessary.
So you just moved it to a different location in Merced?
Yeah, so thankfully we got a lot of supporters. And we got somebody who donated their space.
So you had to go to a private space instead of city-owned property.
Yeah, they was just like, you know, you can have it here. Wow. So we did. But recently, I spoke with, you know, everybody who's a somebody in the city. You know, the mayor, Parks and Recs director, city manager, chief of police. And I was like, look, I'm going to attempt to have it again. What do I got to do in order for me to be able to have it again? And they was cool about it. They was like, I don't know. They was just like, fuck it, we're going to give you a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, what could they say at that point? You're like, yo, I'm here. I'm trying to give some supplies to the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
How do I do this?
Yeah.
What they going to say? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because last year I hit them with the same shit. I was like, hey, like, you know, why ain't you guys fucking with me? Give me a real reason. And I just got left on red, you know?
So raising awareness probably worked then.
Fact, yeah, I had to. Yeah, because now it's like,
now
what are we gonna do?
Lawyers involved. You got people wondering, yo, why is this happening? Why y'all doing him like that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's, you know, shout out the community. You know what I'm saying?
That's big, bro. That's real big. That's dope, bro. That's hella dope.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.